Yeah, hi everyone in the Mums and Dads Renovators and Decorators group. It's really nice to be back on a Tuesday night for my quick Zoom. And tonight I'm actually talking about someone else's decor, which I really don't like to do because I just think we've got such individual taste. But let's look at this lady's particular decor for a whole different bunch of reasons. And that is, let's look at it in the eyes of somebody who's about to embark on a renovation. So just quickly get up some slides. I put a few little bits and pieces together for you. So there we go. Okay, so this is Kim Kardashian's home decor secrets and why you won't want to copy what she does. If you want to do okay out of a renovation and have it profitable. Let's take a look at what she's done in her last home with Kanye. I think the reason they might have got divorced is because they were living in this house together, and it probably sent them all a little bit mad. And we already know that Kanye was a bit of a struggler anyway. So let's have a bit of a look at this. Kim Kardashian and Kanye's house. First of all, it's expensive. So everything in their home costs a lot. It's known for its extravagant features, high-end finishes, and luxurious amenities, all of which come with a hefty price tag if we were going to buy the same. Obviously, these guys are heavily sponsored. If you've got the social media following and the fame that these guys have, people would have been sending them so much stuff, gifting them loads of stuff, and their interior designer would have been working really, really hard to get them stuff so that they could market it as part of their renovation, and everyone's happy, right? The brand gets lots of reach, and Kim and Kanye, the people who can afford it the most, get lots of stuff for free. And here we go. Someone renovating on a budget would prioritize cost-effective options. Like if you like the look of all of this, then look for different ways you can achieve that look, but on a budget. We opt for more affordable materials and finishes to keep our expenses reasonably low, so that there's enough meat in it for us. And here's exactly what I mean about this being a polarizing kind of property. So Kim's is very, very, very sparse, very, very, very one-colored. I'm a fan of neutrals, but this is a bit too much for me. This is just too much same. I feel like this makes me not happy. This just does not make me happy. There's nothing about this property that I find really welcoming and makes me happy, except in a few photos I came across online where the kitchen was full of people and had a bit of a mess, around that we can all relate to a little bit. I find this really, really difficult to relate to. It's just cold and cream and white. If you're a total neat freak, this might fill your cup, but it leaves me feeling very, very cold. So Kim, and your 1,000 cushions and your white walls and your white lounge, it's just not enough for me. It's not practical. So she's got little kids and she's got curly wool lounges and everything's cream and everything's white. I would be spending all my time running around getting fingerprints off the wall, but then again, she would have a whole team of people to do that on her behalf. Her home is designed with focus on opulence and grandeur, with large open spaces, expansive rooms, and extravagant finishes. For the everyday renovator, practicality and functionality would be key considerations, including the best and highest use of every space. So she's got loads of space in this. Usually when we're grabbing a property, we've got to do the best we can with what we have. We don't have a great big wide open space and an interior designer to design where things are going for us. It's up to us to decide how to use each space and how to show it off looking its best to potential buyers, or even just to fix it up for ourselves to live in and feel nice in the space. Her property is high maintenance. Luxurious homes with gardens, lots of gardens, require significant maintenance. Renovating on a budget means considering long-term maintenance costs and who will be doing the maintenance. It can be a turn-off for buyers if they think that they've got a great big garden to take care of, or the house is gigantic. And it can also be a turn-off for renters And it can be a turn off if you're a landlord and you're about to put tenants in a property and you know that between bunches of tenants, you're going to have to go in there and do a great big cleanup. It's just a nuisance, right? So going for luxury is not always the best way to go. Select durable, low maintenance materials that we can withstand wear and tear over time, reducing the need for frequent and costly repairs. That's a great idea. So here we go. Here's another picture of, that was her Christmas decorations. This home is yep, that's it. That was what she put in her little dining room. That's a dining room table. That's not a thing on it. And that's the decoration she put up for a frosty Christmas. So Kim Kardashian's house reflects her own personal style and preferences. It's bold and unique, her design choices or her designer's choices or Kanye's thing. But on a lesser budget, and particularly if we're designing to sell, we focus on affordability when creating our designs. And I'm not sure that I've ever seen Kim do any DIY projects or upcycle furniture. It's just not what I've seen. And honestly, guys, I'm a fan of watching the Kardashians. I don't know what to think of that, but I am definitely a fan of watching the Kardashians. I've seen many an episode and I've not seen Kim up to her elbows in a tin of paint to this day. Her home is too minimalistic. This was the hallway beforehand. This is the hallway after they finished with it. So they just stripped, I think they stripped the warmth and the character out of it. Even though I actually love these floors and I really love those walls, I just think they've pared it back too much personally. So Kim Kardashian's house has sparse decor and clean lines, which can feel a bit lifeless and cold. There's none of the character that comes from personal touches in her home at all. So the absence of color, like any kind of color, and I'm not into great big splashes of bright color, but just, color adds life. And also so do some kind of either sentimental objects or just some things that are a variety of bits and pieces around a home that actually create an atmosphere that feels nice and warm, and you can feel like it's a bit more heartfelt. This is very, very sterile and impersonal and definitely wouldn't suit most people. So even though my mum said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I love the Kardashians, particularly Kris. Kris Kardashian is she's a beast. She's a great woman. She's a powerhouse, right? So don't write to Kim and say I've just trashed her house on YouTube, but it's just too cold and minimalistic for me. So guys, if you would like to follow Mums and Dads, Renovators and Decorators group, you are so welcome to, if you're listening to this on YouTube, if you want to follow along in Facebook. And obviously, I'm happy to chat at any time if you'd like to make an appointment about your next renovation or what you're about to do, whether you want to create a career out of renovating or whether you just want to do a little bit on the side to make some extra money for you and your family, or just because you absolutely love the process. And unlike Kim Kardashian, if you're like me and you love to DIY bits and pieces, then renovating's for you. Renovate and realestate.com.au/call. Night, everyone.